Hello Virgos. Okay, so we're hoping that this arrangement is going to be okay because it has been slipping around, but welcome to your February 2019 reading with me, Lorien. This is a general reading for Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon, Virgo Rising. I'd recommend that you check your trilogy just to see kind of what information is coming through for you this month. I'm going to be using the Druidcraft Tarot just to see what information is coming through for you guys. Fingers crossed it's some good stuff. Alright, so let's just have a shuffle. Also, if you would like to view the weekly readings that I do, they are available on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. So you get 4 weeks of weekly readings for $1. Or if you want to take advantage of the other offers, they're on there too. So let's have a look and see what information we've got going on. Alrighty. Changes. That's something that just came through for me here. So you've got the King of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Ten of Wands, King of Swords, Six of Cups, and the Princess of Swords. I'm just going to slightly maneuver this way. And then you have the Seven of Swords. So what is hurting your brain, Virgo? What's hurting your brain? Maybe it's something that you feel like too much is happening around you. You've got a headache, you don't know what you're doing. Maybe there's something that you're feeling really struggling with. And this is actually in a waning phase. So it could be that you're feeling a little bit under the weather as well, or too stressed out with too many projects, and you're trying to figure out what the hell's going on with someone else, or something's definitely on your mind. And with the new moon in Aquarius on the 4th of February, I think this is leading up to that. If not, will linger around the area. I mean, Aquarius is your 6th house, and this is about health and digestion and other people, maybe enemies, and or not enemies necessarily, but people who are being less than genteel with the way that they're handling things. So it could be that you're actually trying to focus on yourself during this time, and you're really not here for doing anything else about oh well, you're doing this and you're doing that and blah blah blah. It's just something that you want to kind of get down to the nitty-gritty with. But new moon should shed some light on that area for you. I think that there could be health things that you want to invest in. So looking at the positive, it feels like there's going to be a lot of things that you want to do to benefit your health. And that may be eliminating some of the stresses that you're actually going through. It could be your sense of need to please other people. I'm just going to light a candle, just so it'll be a bit more lighter for me. I never feel right unless there's a candle up there somewhere, so there we go. Alright, so also you have this feeling on these cards that it is quite a pleasant month. The full moon is in your 1st house, it's in your Virgo sign, so this is going to be quite important, I think, and this is going to be on the 19th of February. So with this being in your 1st house, this is going to shed light on yourself, your path through life, things about yourself, all your path that you wish to change, alterations, stuff like that for you. What I do feel though is with the King of Pentacles and the King of Swords, I don't know why, but it just feels like they're at odds with each other. So this could be an earth sign gentleman, so it could be a Virgo himself, it could be a Taurus or a Capricorn, at odds with a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. It could even be in your family, let alone romance, if that's where your mind jumped to. So it could be your father and your brother being a bit at odds with each other. It could be even your brother-in-law being at odds with your partner or something. It just feels a little bit like there's tension there. And it could be, I feel like this is something to do with family and that, but also I get the impression that for some of you, it's career choices. You may have 2 bosses, or you may have 2 demanding people who think they're your bosses, and is trying to get your attention this month. So with the King of Swords, it could be somebody very blunt, and with the King of Pentacles, it could be somebody who is quite, how to put it, passive-aggressive, I think is the word that I want to use. But also very somebody who automatically feels that they should be the one to have the time given to them. They should be priority because they have this. Whereas the King of Swords is just kind of annoyed, very, very annoyed. And it just feels like this is sort of something that's being prepared for. It could be father and brother. It could be brother and your spouse. It could be, you know, cousin, boss. I don't know. But it's something that is a combination of two men at odds. That's the immediate thing that I saw with these. They're at odds with each other. So just try and, I think, balance that out a little bit, because we do have Mercury entering the beautiful sign of Pisces on the 10th. So hopefully this will help. I mean, we are going to be in the pre-retrograde phase this month, unfortunately. But it isn't necessarily going to be something that you have to focus on too much. I mean, Mercury entering Pisces, I think, is going to be good for you because it's in your 7th house of spouses, business partners, or even foreign countries, making a home in a foreign country. So it could be that you're thinking about that. You're thinking about traveling or taking yourself elsewhere or doing something different, changing something up with your spouse that kind of generates something that is negative with another person. So it could even be that you are trying too hard to get somewhere else, and then this person in your family is like, why are you abandoning us? Or it just feels a little bit like there's emotions all over the place and they seem very entitled to it. And I think that's the case where you go, excuse me, no, because you can take on board so many of people's insecurities as your own and you feel like you need to fix them. So just sort of take a step back, dear Virgos, I think, because this is not going to be anything that you have to worry about. It could even be, I don't know, something that you're arranging but they're not agreeing on it. I don't know how else to put it, but it's something that seems to be coming through. However, with Mercury and Pisces, it's a time to talk to them. It's a time to be very strong about it. Pisces is generally it's okay, kind of a lunar love good sort of flowing feeling that I think is something that's really good for you to do this time. But at the same time, with it almost going into retrograde, it feels like the tension could amp up now. So just be aware of that, I think, and try to focus yourself on what is beneficial for you rather than what you feel like you have to do for other people. So you have the Lovers here. Now the Lovers is a great card, as I'm sure you know, and it's the only major arcana that you have. Now the Lovers, when it comes forward like this, could be you and a partner. It could be the fact that you are looking for love in some direction. But this, I feel, is very much to do with feeling at ease with yourself. It's a sign of Gemini in the whole arcana. So it could be that you are dealing with somebody who is a Gemini. Again, it could be a partner, brother, somebody else, not necessarily a love romance. But it does feel like love relationship, sorry. But it does feel like the personal beliefs and your values are going to be tested this month. It could be that you just stick to your guns and you want to take a step away from the world a little bit and just not have to focus so much on what's going on and what's going wrong and where you have to be at 5:30 on a Saturday. You know, it's something that you just kind of take your breath in, release it, figure things out, continue as normal. So this is definitely something that I think you're really going to enter with a stronger sense of who you are. And especially with Mars entering Taurus on the 14th, so Valentine's Day, this could be a sense of love for you. This could be some very heavy, you know, sensual effects coming in here because, you know, Taurus is quite a sensual sign. It's sister sign of Scorpio, which is also very sensual. So it could be that your sex drive, your libido is ignited around this time, and you may feel more amorous than usual. But also with it being in your 9th house, Taurus is your 9th house, so you're very practical. It could also be that Mars wants to give you some extra incentive, some really strong focus on what, you know, basically the 9th house has. So that's higher education, luck, pilgrimage, spiritual development, maybe seeking advice from a guru or somebody like that. So it could be that you want some sex advice from somebody or some romance advice, couples therapy, even therapy for yourself. It's not a shame to actually go and ask for help with it, because sometimes we do need people outside of our situation to tell us what the heck is going on, whether that be a spiritual guide, in a tarot reading or a rune reading or whatever, or even if it's actually what is going on in my head. You know, it doesn't have to be anything that you feel is, oh, you know, got the stigma against it. So I just feel like you will have a balance to come to this month in regards to that. But also there could be a little bit of nostalgia. You know, Six of Cups gives, but also it takes away, in the fact that there could be an innocence surrounding this time, but also a sense of being, you know, you're trying too hard to be there or focus on it, or trying to I don't know, focus on things that are, I think, a little bit too damaging to bring back up again. So something like maybe something happened years ago. Try and deal with that trauma. Try and deal with the things. Or maybe it's like, I wish I hadn't done this, or wasn't that person amazing? When really, at the time, you were very, very glad to let go of them. Whether that be a friend, a partner, you know, somebody in your family. You did the right thing at the time. So don't get sort of wistful now. But you have to look back at the things that you could have learned from, and actually see how far you've come with it. I think that's the best thing that you could possibly do. But the Ten of Wands comes in with a sense of burden. Oh, great. So I feel like this is kind of saying that you have a responsibility to yourself to let go of some things. This feeling has come up with several readings lately, and I just don't think that people are dealing with other people very well. It's almost like, oh no, my friend is ill, I need to go and be there for her immediately. Or, oh no, this person feels low and it's got nothing to do with me, but I really want to fix them. Virgo, you do that too much. You feel very self-critical too much. So I think you've tried to fill that void with saying, at least I'm helping these, you know. So don't try to critique yourself so much you feel obliged to take on anything else, that you want to be liked because you may not like an aspect of yourself. Try and move something different. Try and focus on the things that are meaningful to you, not somebody else. You know, focus on what you want this month. I know it's very difficult for you to be selfish sometimes, and some of you sometimes want the attention to be on you because you feel like you need to be reassured that you're still able to hold attention. But I think that this is something that just has to come up naturally for you. With the Princess of Swords, there could be some information coming through electronically. It could be things coming through for you professionally, to distract you or add to your burdens. But I think there is a time here to learn. No, 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 no. I do not want to go to your party. I do not want to go and spend 5 hours in this meeting. You know, I do not want to have this issue ingrained in me forever. This is a very important time for you to kind of shed that cloak of uncertainty and say, nah. I mean, it looks even like she's trying to tie herself in knots a little bit, or try and slice through some red tape, or blue tape, as this is. But it just, I think, has the feeling of, I'm communicating as best I can, but I need to drop some responsibilities right now that aren't even yours to have in the first place. It's almost like if somebody said, can you do the books for me? You know, like, can you do the accounts for this thing? Okay, sure. Oh, can you do this for me? Okay, sure. And you have, before you know it, you have a 5 projects to do by the end of the month. Don't do that as much as you can. Just don't do that. Don't feel obliged to do that. And especially with this coming back into the picture, this is the ghost deck that trails all the way through. So do not feel to do anything that you feel is going to damage your mental health or your energy. I think that's something that you just need to take ownership of this month. If you hear any purring, by the way, that's my cat. She's around my legs and she might want to jump up because she enjoys tarot readings. So, alright, I'm just going to do an Archangel Oracle deck for you. Well, that wasn't anything for you. There she goes. Hello, hello from heaven. This is interesting. Your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessings. So maybe it's the feeling that you need to please somebody who's departed. Or you feel like they helped you in something and you don't want to go back on what you feel they helped you with, or what they sent you, or what they taught you, or, you know, something like that. It could be that you feel like you need to have a debt to them because they sent you something when you really needed it, or I don't know, it just feels like you don't need to worry about pleasing them all the time. And also it feels like sometimes the blessings that you feel that you were given, I don't know, you need to be careful what you ask for sometimes. Like, oh, I want to be in a relationship. Well, there are many different types of relationships. You say, I want to be in an equal, loving one. You know, make sure you specify what you request from the universe. Don't just sort of put it out there and say, I want this. Just, I want an equal, loving, blessing relationship. So I think this is something that maybe you need to look at here. But if anyone has lost somebody recently, or if anyone talks to spirit guides and stuff like that very often, I think the best thing that you can possibly do is just keep checking in with yourself and say, is this just my wishful thinking, or is it actually a sign from these people? I think this time they are saying, it's okay, carry on, put yourself first, and many blessings. That's the feeling that I get from this. But let me know in the comments below how February goes for you. I hope you have a brilliant month. Despite all the aggravation that may be around you, you don't have to buy into it. But I do wish you the best of luck if you do experience that. If you'd like a reading to see how this will relate, click on the link below in the description box, or send me an email. And again, if you'd like weekly readings, all the details are on Patreon. But for now, I wish you the very best. Speak to you guys soon.